Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you clicked on this video by the title, thank you. That is the first step. What this video is about is my top 10 steps to start a new healthy lifestyle, or you can call it a diet. Some people do. I will use the word diet terminology in this video because that's the terminology that most people use. So I will use the word diet, but for me, it's healthy lifestyle. It's not a diet, but I get why people use the word diet. But I was asked if I had a video on how to get started, and I thought I did. Apparently I don't. I have videos about different things and not one specific to how to get started. And I thought, well, I'll make one for you. And she was so thrilled. So I would do anything for this subscriber. She's a sweetheart. She's like my sister. So, you do. For certain people that just go out of their way for you, you go out of your way for them. So here are my top 10 steps so I can see. All right, the first one, you're going to know what it is. Why? Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to go on a diet? Why do you want to have a healthier lifestyle? There's always that why. It's that reason. And for everybody's, it's different. We want to be healthy, but some of us, it's for me. I use my as a example is, I wouldn't have lived if I didn't seek help. Bottom line, I was told that your CPAP results, you're lucky if you live another 6 months with these results. Wow. So my lifestyle was killing me literally. And I had to do something. And when your doctor tells you that, your pulmonologist says that, you're like, I need to make a change. I have to. I don't want to die. I was, at the time, I think it was 48 or 49. I don't know, maybe I was 50. I remember when my mother had just passed away. So that I said was like 2015, 2016. So yeah, I think I was just turned 50 that year. And she passed away fairly young. She was in her early 70s, and her weight pretty much was the reason she passed away. Her weight caused her numerous health issues, one of which was lymphedema in her legs. Because she didn't move enough, because she was eating too much, because she wasn't moving, the tissues in her legs just swelled, and her legs were like tree trunks. And the bigger they got, the more she couldn't do it. At one point, you just can't. And I didn't want to get to that point, and I thought I didn't want to become that. So that why is very personal for everybody, but everybody's why is different. Some people just want to be skinny. Who am I to judge that? But that's, is that a good enough reason? I don't know. But it's mostly health. Health is your biggest, reason. Blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol. There's so many, healthy reasons to lose weight. I always say, write it down. Like, start a journal of some sort. Like, I'm not a journaler, but, print something out that you could look at. Have like a little, like a lookbook or something that you can go back for certain things. You're not a journaler that really resonate with you. And your why is going to be that reason. When you're having a bad day or you feel like giving up, you look at that why and you remember why. And guess what? You're going to have bad days. I'll tell you that one ahead too. You're going to have bad days. Not every day is sunshine and roses and puppies. It's not. This is a very hard journey, and that's what it is, because you discover things about yourself. And it is a journey because you eventually, hopefully, evolve and change over time. And yeah, it is difficult. It is not for the faint of heart. That is why most people don't stick with it, because it is hard. And people will just say, oh, just get off the table. I wish it was that easy. We just walk away. It's not. Food has a hold on a lot of us for very different reasons. Some of us, it's memories. Some of us, it's comfort. So it's not as easy as just stop eating. Stop eating. So the why. The why is the biggest. That's why it's the number one, because it's the why. You have to find that reason why. And in that same tip, you have to commit. It's one thing to say it. We have to do it. Put your money where your mouth is. We all say we're going to do it, and then we don't. You have to commit. And when you commit to something, it means you're really going to go whole hog in there. And you might find that your family isn't as committed as you are, and they don't have to be. I was the only one here on a weight loss journey diet, and I survived. I lost weight, and nobody in my house did. So you can do it without the rest of the family being on it. Would it make it easier if they were? Sure it would. But you can. So don't use it as an excuse not to do it. Oh my, you know what? And I get the husband's reluctance, because how many times have we said it? Oh, we've said a lot. So yeah, so in a way, I get why they say that. Oh, here we go again. She's on that weight loss thing again. So yeah, so kind of, we have, make that your cusp to prove him wrong. But yeah, he does have a valid point, because we have done this a million times. But we're going to do it a million more until we do it. So don't give up. Point number 2, pick a plan. Pick a way you like to eat. I mean, for some people, there's Weight Watchers. Some people's it's keto. People it's keto. I don't support keto because I don't think keto is a livable long-term lifestyle. That's the reason. Now, maybe you can do it. I don't know. Low carb, again, not another one I support, because I don't think you could live on low carb. So those are, and there's low fat, which Weight Watchers, in my opinion, is a slightly lower fat plan. Now, when you pick now, Weight Watchers is actually more of an app than a plan, but people just know Weight Watchers. Back in the day, you used to have Jenny Craig, used to have, who's the other one with the boxed food? They have those. Now, to me, they don't teach you anything. They say, pick your food out, and here it is, eat it. And while that's good and most people lose weight, it's not teaching you anything. And I feel like the reason Weight Watchers was so successful is you went to meetings back in the day, and they taught you things. They taught you behaviors that you need, because it's one thing to lose it. We all can do that. It's how do you maintain that weight over time? That is what the whole goal of this is. And we will get to a point where that will help you. Pick an app. This is the same one, number 2. Pick an app. There's many apps. A lot of them are free. Some of them you have to pay for. Pick an app. Pick whatever resonates with you. You have MyFitnessPal, you have Lose It, you have Weight Watchers, you have Healthy. I mean, they're just the 4 off the top of my head. There are a million of them. There's different ones that are geared to low carb. If you want to do calorie counting, which I don't support calorie counting. I just feel calorie counting is way too much work. And I feel like we all know about calorie counting. We want something that's just a little bit easier. And I feel calorie counting, in my opinion, you can disagree, but if that's something you want, and when you do calories, please, please, please do macros. There's no sense counting a calorie if you don't know what's in it. So it's so good to have a protein, a fiber, a fat, a carbohydrate, so you know what's in your food. That's why Weight Watchers, in a way, is a good plan, because it takes all that into consideration when it makes a point up. It's saying this is high in protein, high in fiber, low in fat, and low in carbohydrates. So that's why points are different. Like, why is this thing that's only 105 calories 5 points, and something that's 300 calories is 2 points? Because what that food is made of is something they want you to eat. So they make it lower in points, so you will be geared towards that. Doesn't always work, but that is the basis for it. So yeah, if you have any questions about apps, you can message me. I will help you out. I also, if you're interested in the Healthy app, which costs, I believe, $30 for the full year, and they do all the old WW plans. And if you purchase the professional version, there is a free version you can download, but if you do the $30 a year, you get a secondary metric. So you can pick one of their plans that is Weight Watchers based, and then also have a secondary calories and macros right up there for you. So you track it once and it's all in there. And I also am a Healthy ambassador, so I can give you $5 off that first year. Isn't that nice of them to give that to me? So yeah, I feel like picking, a plan, or go see a nutritionist. If you're really hard up, if you really can't do it on your own, go seek a professional. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you can afford to do it and you want to do it, then go. Go. Don't listen to anybody on YouTube. Go see a nutritionist. She will work a plan out for you. If you need somebody to hold your hand, then that's what you should do. But also, when you're realizing you're doing these plans, you have to follow those plans. Don't just say I'm going to do it and then not do it. Commit. That's why I couldn't commit to calorie counting, because I wasn't wanting to count fruit and vegetables. Well, you don't have to. Well, yeah, you do if you're going to be called a calorie counter. You follow the plan. Follow whatever plan you choose. You got to follow it. And on Weight Watchers, it's tracking. weighing and measuring. And pretty much all of the apps, it'll have you weigh and measure. And that is so important. You need to know what you're eating. You just can't sit there, I'm having chicken. Well, how much chicken are you having? We have to know. It's important. So yes, invest in a good, that's another point, but I don't know if I put that in there. Invest in a food scale. It is an investment that will pay off in your future. And once you start doing it diligently, you will be able to continue to weigh and measure. I still weigh and measure certain things, especially now when I'm focusing on trying to get 100 grams of protein in. I'm weighing my chicken and turkey. I need to know how much I'm getting in. But yes, you have to know that. And most of these apps, they want you to track your food. Tracking is huge. You have to know what you're eating. And I track to eat. You can't eat if you don't know what you've eaten. You've got to be able to see what you have left in your bank, whether it be points, calories, bites, whatever app you're doing. You need to know so you could make a good decision for your next meal. Number 3, get your family involved. That could be a hard one for most of us, but I mean, get them involved in saying, listen, I know I've done this 1.5 million times, but I'm going to do it again. All I want is you not to bother me. That's all. Just don't bother me. Don't make snide comments. Don't, and please, if you bring in, you could bring in your own treats in if you want, but just don't have them out in front of me. Can you at least do that? Because when you see their food, it's a trigger. And you don't need that. They could have it. They just need to put it in their own little shelf, container, cabinet. And give them a cabinet. Give them a space for their stuff so they don't feel like you're shutting them out. Because that's the worst thing you can do is make them feel that, they're not important. And if they don't, like I say, give them their own little space. As long as you don't need to see it. And explain that to them. Say, hey, you could have your food. You could have your cakes, your chips. I just can't see it. So if you could put that in here, I would be really grateful. Make them feel like they're empowered a little bit to help you, even though they're really not. But taking that, saying, I can't have it out, because I will sit there and tell you, you have to create your environment where your things are visible and their things are not. That is so helpful. If you see something, you're going to be staring at it all day. And eventually you're going to grab it because it's going to be too much and too overwhelming. And at some point, you're not ready for that. Maybe down the line, you will be. But right in the beginning, no, you're not ready for that. You're just not ready. But try to get them involved and try to get them to have their own space. Preferably a different floor would see, I have a different floor, so I put everything down here in the pantry, in the basement. So I don't want to see it. And they were good with it, and now they could have, things can be out and I'm a little bit better. Oh, there's times where I just go hog wild. I'm not gonna lie. Again, because you just always are on, always have to work at it. Clean out, and that goes with the next tip, clean out trigger foods. If chips annoy you, if chocolate's your Achilles heel, if it's booze, who knows what it is. Whatever food that you can't control yourself with. Denise, it's Doritos and cookies. You can't have them there. You have to have them somewhere else. Because if you see it, I'm telling you, you're going to focus on it the whole day. You're going to stare at it. You're going to dream about it. You're going to even imagine how it tastes in your mouth. Because it's just, we've had a lifetime of overeating. And it doesn't stop overnight because we say so. It could take years before those urges subside. But it does help not to see it. So clear out the trigger foods from your view. Maybe gravitate towards bringing in foods that you can eat that are visible. Maybe for me, it's like Choc Zero chocolates. I have a little basket of little individually wrapped Choc Zeros if I want a piece of chocolate. And it's funny, when you allow yourself to have something, you don't go hog wild on it. When you sit there and say, no, I'm not having that. It's not that time of the month for that. Or you'd be surprised how you just grab it because you didn't, you have to allow yourself controlled discipline. If you give yourself a little bit all the time, not like every day, but a few times a week, you give yourself a treat, you don't desire them as much because you're satisfying that need for those. So that is a huge thing about trigger foods. You have to control them. You can't wish them away. You can't just say, no. It's a lifetime of bad habits. Don't go away overnight. You have to really, really work at that. Shop, make a list, and get in foods. What do you like to eat? That's healthy. What vegetables do you prefer? What fruits do you like? Go to the store, Get them in. Like apples, keep a bowl of apples on your counter. I like my apples cold, so I keep mine in the fridge, but some people leave them out. I mean, what do you like? And then buy those and have them there. For me, it was I had to have chips. Individual bags are much better for me than the big bag. So I would get a little, they sell them in 6-packs at the regular grocery. You can go to Sam's Club and get a big old 12 or 18 pack. I love pop chips, poppables, popcorners. I like crunchy, salty snacks. So yeah, I would go there and I would spend X amount of dollars to have that big box of individually packed snacks, because I know that's something that I'm going to have. And you can't sit there and say, I'm never going to have that again. I don't need chips. Nobody needs chips, but you know what? Life is short. And if you could fit in a low point bag of baked chips, and my golly, you should do that. Like, don't sit there. And that's another point. No food is bad. No, even regular Doritos aren't bad if I could limit myself. It's the amount of food that we ate. It's not the foods that we ate. It's the amount that we ate. And that when you realize that and you come to terms with that, it makes life a whole lot easier. Like, food didn't make me fat. I hate to use the word fat, but food didn't make me big. I made me big. I overate. The food didn't jump in my mouth. I put it there. And you're trying to discipline yourself. And there is where, the reality is, it's not the food's fault, it's my fault. And when you take onus of that and not stop blaming the food or blaming the people that bring it, you picked it up and you ate it. So you have to be the one that needs the discipline and the control discipline. So we work on that every day here at Dish with D. We do. All right. Point 6. Recipes. What are your favorite recipes? What do you love to eat? What are all family favorites? Try to tweak them to make them fit into your new lifestyle. Like, sometimes it's like, we'll take chicken parmesan. Nothing wrong with chicken parmesan, but it is fried. So how do we make that better? Well, we still keep it in boneless, skinless breast, so that's already a winner. And you coat it in breadcrumb, which again is not tragic, because the amount of breadcrumb on that piece of chicken is nothing compared to frying it. Air fry it. I air fry my chicken parm all the time. My boys love it. They think it tastes better. You'd be surprised when you make things healthier, you're really tasting the food versus tasting the frying. When you fry chicken parm, you're tasting that oil. You're not really tasting the breading and the chicken, because that breading, remember, we use the Italian seasoning and the Parmesan cheese is in there. So if you're frying it, it kind of molds the flavor. But if you air fry it, it's all you taste, and it's like, wow, this is really good. So you could just change your way of preparation and make that fit into your life. So you could have chicken parm. And chicken, if you're on Weight Watchers, is 0 points. So all you have to count is that little bit of breading on there. Shocking, isn't it? The sauce, you make your own marinara, at least I do, for 0 points. Or you can just get a can of tomato sauce. It really has no sugar in it. Don't buy the ones that have sugar in it, and then a little bit of mozzarella. You count the mozzarella. I mean, I'm telling you, you can get a decent piece of chicken parm for extremely low in points. And the air fry technique, you'll be like, you'll never look back. You'll be like, and you'll enjoy. That's your food of your past, and you're eating food. So find what you love and see what you can do to tweak it to fit into your lifestyle. It's something simple as air fry versus deep fry. Like, you're still eating chicken parm, and there's different, go on, there's tons of good websites like Skinny Taste and Emily Bites, off the top of my head, Dish with D, or recipes they've already done the points for you and the calories for you. So whatever you plan you're on, you're probably going to find a recipe that you could fit in, and they've done all the work for you. If you don't feel like messing with recipes, like maybe, you know what, I just need it done for me, then do that. Go to Emily Bites, Skinny Taste, Dish with D, search what you really love. And if you're on Weight Watchers, they have an app full of great recipes. So definitely, and if you're a person that likes me, I like to hunt, who has 1.5 million cookbooks. Sometimes I sit down there, I flip through, I'll pick a book out, I'll flip through, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds really good. And how could I recreate that to fit into my lifestyle? And you can. And there's just simple little swaps. If you're on plan long enough, you will know, because you're doing it. Number 7. This is a big one. Find a community. If you're doing this on your own, you need the support of other people. You do. It's, we are humans. We need that human connection. That's why I liked Weight Watchers so much, because they had meetings that you can go to, but they're few and far between. They do have virtual, which some people don't mind. Some people do. Find a community. Dish with D is a great one. That is, the reason I started it was to have a safe spot. It's a private group. It is a safe spot. If you're having a bad day, if you're having a meltdown, you put it in the group. There's lots of groups out there. There's lots of communities out there. Find one that fits for you. Find, there's all different communities that have all different lifestyle. There's like, low carb. There's, paleo. If you're Mediterranean diet is fabulous, by the way. There's groups that, you just type in what you like or what your passion is for food. You will find a weight loss group for that. I'm sure you will. But it is so key to your weight loss journey to have a community of understanding people who get you, who don't think you're crazy when you say things. You're like, yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, and somebody will respond to you and give you the encouragement that you need. And sometimes you just need to vent. I've had many people say, I just need to vent because I just need to put it out there. Once you release it, you feel better. So definitely find a community. We do nightly lives on this channel because of that. Because it's a safe spot just to talk and connect with people and who are living the life with you and they will get you and will become your best friends. I'm telling you, wait to see. That's a big one. All right. 8, fit in foods that you love. Don't sit there and tell me I'm not eating that because I'm not eating potatoes. I'm not eating rice because you have to weigh and measure it. You can fit any of those foods in when you weigh and measure them. You might not have as much as you used to have, obviously, because you ate too much. When you realize what the portions are, look at the label and read the portion size. You'll be like, wow, I didn't realize that was what the portion was. You just heaved it on your plate because you could. Well, now you can't. Now you have to be diligent. Invest in measuring spoons. Invest in a scale. It will be your best friend. You'll be eating peanut butter because you can weigh and measure it. Yes, regular Skippy peanut butter. You can eat it. I prefer the powdered peanut butter because certain things, I do have a Skippy in here, but certain things I can mix it in. I like to use the powdered, but no food is off limits. It's not. You have to fit it in. That is why tracking is key to weight loss because you're accounting for the foods that you have. You're only allowed to eat so much in a day. You have to account for it. And how do you account for it? You have to track it. That's why every weight loss app, you have to put your food in. You have to log your food in. And people don't like to track. I've had people say, oh, I don't know, do I have to track for the rest of my life? If tracking is what keeps your 100-pound weight loss off, and it takes about 30 seconds, heck, I'm in. It is. And once you do it diligently enough, you will become very proficient at it. See, that's the thing. The people who don't complain, they're the ones that don't do it. Of course, it's like creating a recipe. Oh, I put that in the recipe builder. I put all my recipes in the recipe builder. Once you keep doing it, you will be an expert, and you will not complain about it because you can do it. The ones that complain are the ones that don't want to do the work. And here's the bottom line: you will never lose weight if you don't do the work. We enjoyed ourselves eating to get here. We have to really crawl out of that hole to get out of it. I know it is a harsh reality. It is a reality I've lived with, and yeah, I clawed my way out of a hole. When I walked into my first my reality Weight Watchers meeting, I was 270 pounds. And I remember sitting there feeling like I was the biggest girl in the room. And I remember feeling like, how did I get here? How did I let it get this bad? You're living in like a fog. And I thinking I was in a hole and I couldn't even see the top. I had to crawl out of there, and I said to myself, you're going to do this. You're going to do it 1 pound at a time. You can't look at the fact you have to lose 120 pounds. That seemed daunting. You have to just use 1 pound. Just keep doing that. Keep doing it, and you get to 5. Keep doing it, and you get to 8. And you get to 10. And I'm like, wow. And people didn't notice till I was probably about 35 to 40 pounds down that people say, oh, are you losing weight? Don't expect people to look to me. Nobody's going to notice when you don't realize how big you are, and it takes a lot of weight loss to people to go, oh my gosh, are you losing weight? And you're like, yeah, a little bit. And you crawl out of that hole. And when I realized I could hit goal, I could see the top of that. That just spurred me on, and it will spur you on. No food is off the table. Don't make food an issue. Yep, it's not food's fault. Don't make food the issue. Food is not the issue. You're the issue. You eat too much. You need to track, weigh, and measure. Those are the harsh realities. If that is something you're not willing to commit to do, then I'm going to be honest, you won't be successful. Not long term. Nope. And I hate to say it that way, but you have to work at it. Nobody's going to hand this to you. Nobody's going to give this to you. You have to work for it. I know. It's hard. And I commend everyone who does it because I know how hard this journey really is. All right, number 9. Try adding in some movement. I don't say the word exercise. I say movement. Movement is good for you. It's good for your joints. And I would say once you start on a path of losing, get some movement in. Go on YouTube. There's walking videos. Leslie Sansone, or walk in your house. Move, move, move. I couldn't move in the beginning because I had 120 pounds to move. It was hard, but once I started getting that off, I was able to move better. Movement is very hard on your knees, on your ankles, because you're putting all that weight on those joints. But when you start losing, start adding some movement in. Do something that you can continue to do. Don't do something to lose weight. That is always a big one. People go, oh, they join a gym, they start running 5Ks, and just walk. Just do something you can continue to do for the rest of your life, because that's what you want to do. You want to make these sustainable changes, not quick fixes. There is no quick fix. You might think there is, but there isn't. Quick fixes don't last. We want sustainable long-term changes. All right, number 10, celebrate all victories, no matter how small. Celebrate. Celebrate every time you hit, 5 pounds off? Celebrate. Now, don't celebrate with food. Celebrate with things, like maybe little small things, like maybe a haircut or a massage or getting your nails done, or like maybe going to Goodwill and getting some new shirts because your other ones are too big. That's another key is, transition clothes while you're losing. You don't want to invest a lot of money if you're still losing, so going to Goodwill and thrift stores are great, and some of them have really beautiful clothes, and for a fraction of the cost. I still go to Goodwill. I went there 2 weeks ago and I got a really couple cute shirts. And yeah, go to Good's, no shame in that. Donate the old ones. Get them out, because you don't want to go back. And if you keep those clothes, you're saying to yourself, oh, they're here when I gain my weight back. And if you don't want to do that, get rid of those clothes. This is the first time that I actually got rid of clothes. I would put them in a container and put them down my basement. And why? I was waiting for myself to gain weight, which I always did. But I'm like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going to give myself a reason to gain. Like, if you don't have any clothes to wear, you're going to be a little bit more diligent on your plan. And like I said, sometimes you go off. You do. Sometimes you have bad weeks. Doesn't mean that you give up. You just get right back on that horse as soon as you can and go back to your plan. Holidays are coming up. They're never easy, but they're doable. It's doable if you could fit things in and realize that, guess what? Just because I'm on a weight loss journey, this is a bonus one, doesn't mean that I can't have a gain and be okay with it. Like, you can have a gain and be okay with it. It's Christmas, it's Thanksgiving, it's Hanukkah. These are holidays that only come around once a year and only have food that comes around once a year. I don't recommend you go hog wild on that, but I do recommend that you indulge, because it's once a year, and guess what? Everybody gains on those holidays, so why can't you? So yeah, definitely be okay with it though, and don't gain more than 5 pounds. Don't, because I always allow myself 3 to gain over the holidays, between 3 and 5. Try for 3. It's usually been successful, but if you go to 5 and above, you're going to spiral, and old habits come back really quickly. They do. The old you is still sitting in there, and she wants to come out because she likes eating, and oh yeah, oh my God, she's back. I'm going to, and then you will just spiral, and then all of a sudden all your hard work will go down in the toilet, and we don't want that. You know what? We're allowed to have a couple pound gain. We are, because it's a holiday. But once that holiday is done, we are back on track. We are back to our plan. We are back to how we do our lifestyle, because guess what? Next year, that holiday is going to come up again. So definitely celebrate those victories and enjoy yourself. And then, like I said, no matter how small, sometimes it's the little things. And sometimes also, what is a big tip, another bonus tip, is take pictures, progress pictures. Take measurements. So you can't always judge the scale to be your be-all, end-all, because sometimes you'll have weeks where you don't lose. Does that mean your week was bad? No, I was on plan. I weighed and measured, think, why am I not losing? Because sometimes our body doesn't always lose, but you do reduce inches. So definitely do progress pictures, face pictures, body pictures, like get an outfit, like your first outfit, maybe keep that one and then do progress pictures with that outfit. You'll be like, what? Look at that. Look how the difference in that. And that will spur you on because you'll see it. When you see it, you believe it. So definitely measurements, which I did not do. I could still do them, but measurements are a big thing. Progress pictures are a big thing. And like always I do have one, I don't know if I have any pants. I know I have a couple shirts, just two. Or was it one or two shirts? One was my mother's, that's why I kept it. But how I rewarded myself was I got a new, it's funny because my diamond, my engagement ring was too tight. I couldn't wear it. So once I lost the weight, it got to be too big. So we had it reset for me. So that was Steve's gift to me for losing 100 pounds, was he reset my diamonds. And so that was that was a great, little way to culminate my weight loss, journey, was getting my diamond reset. And now I wear it all the time and he's happy. Hey, I'm like, hey, you want me to wear it all the time? Buy me another one. But those were little things. That's how I rewarded myself. When you get to Weight Watchers goal and maintenance and you're a lifetime member, that's how I rewarded myself. That was one of my treats, well, his treat to me. He was supposed to take me to Rome. Never did, because he didn't think I'd do it. He'd say, if you lose 100 pounds, I'm going to take you to Rome. I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden I said, we going to book that trip to Rome? He's like, didn't think I can do it. See what happens when you're challenged sometimes? I'll go to Rome. He might not be going with me, but I'm going to Rome. He could just pay for it. But I did get my diamond reset, so that was fun. So that is my top tips. I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope, if you're in that flux, these are, the reasons, and these are the tips that I can give, how to do it and how to start. And make sure you are subscribed here. That is a huge one. Be subscribed to good YouTube channels. Not all YouTube channels are good. Subscribe to good, realistic YouTube channels and people that fit your philosophy of life. So I hope I'm one of those people. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know with a big old thumbs up. Comment below if this is something your first time here, you saw this title and you decided to watch this video. I'm curious to see. And I will dish with you another day. And if you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, please feel free to join us here at Dish with D. That bell next to it lets you know when I upload a video. I upload a video a lot, especially coming up with Vlogmas and stuff. It's easy. I do this not only to help you, but it helps me doing videos like this because it reinforces my reasons. And sometimes me going over this helps me as well. So that's why I put out a lot of videos, because sometimes I need extra support too. It never gets old. It never does. You're never out of the forest. Sometimes it's clear, but you're never out of the forest. So remember that. But we are here to guide you. So that is it. I will dish with you another day. Thanks for watching.